At the time when Brahmadatta was the ruler of Banaras, Bodhisattva was employed as the king's procurator. The procurator's job was to buy the various properties and commodities that were required for state purposes. He had to be an expert in estimating the value of things. The Bodhisattva would buy elephants, horses, gold, silver, and so on for the kingdom, and pay the merchants who brought them. As procurator, the Bodhisattva was very capable, so that the royal stores were always filled with the right things and the best things. He was also very thoughtful and foreseeing in his purchases, so that the administration was never held up for the want of a particular commodity which was urgently needed. He was also very fair-minded in his dealings with merchants and traders from other countries, so that the name of Banaras was respected in far-off places. Now, King Brahmadatta was a miser. He thought that his procurator was paying too much for everything and squandering away the state monies. At this rate I shall be bankrupt in no time, he said to himself. The next act of the king was to dismiss the Bodhisattva and appoint someone else in his place. This he did in the easiest possible manner. He opened the window of his chamber and looked down. There were some of his attendants standing about. He selected one of them at random and ordered him to come up. When this unknown and insignificant fellow came up, the king told him, "From now on you are my procurator." The king hoped that a common fellow without any rank or status would buy nothing without higgling and haggling, and would be more economical in his purchases. But this particular man was quite a fool, and the king didn't know it. The new procurator could not distinguish between a donkey and a horse, but he was an expert in offering astoundingly low value for anything he had to buy. The merchants who came from far-off countries could hardly kick up rows with the king's official, so they used to sustain huge losses on state purchases. These began to accumulate in the royal store. Even when some of them were stolen, no one felt their loss. The foolish procurator could not guess what commodities would be required in the near future. Administration was often held up for want of something which was urgently needed. Above all, the name of Banaras acquired a very bad reputation abroad, and good merchants stopped going to that city for fear of the procurator. One day a merchant arrived at Banaras with 500 horses of very good breed. The king came to know of it and instructed his procurator to buy them up. The procurator called for the merchant, looked over the horses and fixed their price a measure of rice. The merchant was astounded but did not protest. But straightway he sought the Bodhisattva, the ex-procurator, and told him what had happened.